Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Robin Hood, Sherwood Builders. Ja, es geht weiter. Im letzten Part haben wir den wunderschönsten Menschen auf Gottes Erden leider Gottes umbringen müssen, nämlich diesen Michael.
Operating in Sherwood Forest has been known to seize assets from royal tax collectors and unlawfully distribute them among the populace.
Wer labert denn darum? Wer macht denn da ein Laberchen, während ich ein Laberchen mache? Das geht auch nicht. Was quatschst du da? Quatschbacke?
Hear ye, hear ye. A citywide curfew is in effect at all
Ja, von mir aus. Ja, wie gesagt, Michael umgebracht, diesen wunderschönen Menschen. Und ich würde mal sagen, jetzt machen wir weiter in der Stadt. Wie heißt der? Puffia Maltby. Hier sind wir noch nicht ganz durch. Und ihr habt jetzt noch mindestens 2 Leute, die ein Problemchen haben. Da bin ich ja mal richtig gespannt, was die zu melden haben, ne? Nicht wahr, Koll? Was geht denn ab, Koll? Ja, das kratzt du erstmal am Sack. Perfekt.
Do you know what is best in life?
Ein Bart.
Pardon?
To catch your fish, see them reeled in before you, and to hear the splashing of their lake.
You're quite the dreamer there.
It's a good reason to dream.
A lake?
And how, if not for these vile creatures residing in the woods?
Are you talking about the forest spirits? Those woods are more theirs than ours.
Not sure what smart arse named them like that. Just a bunch of wildlings and bandits.
Not exactly. But tell me, what's on your mind?
There have been more and more spirits of late. Much more. They kill the deer and assault people.
That does sound like a problem.
And it is. What's more, the place where I got reed for our baskets and the fish for our dinners has been completely overrun by them. If only someone chased them away, then life would go back to normal a little.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You know very well why. You look like an able hunter. Plus, it'll be worth your while.
How so?
The lake area occupied by the spirits is very rich in resources. One of the richest in the land, if you ask me.
That could be useful. Show me where to go and I'll see what can be done.
Jo, dann werden wir mal die Waldgeister verjagen, ne? Besiege die Geister am Flussufer. Okay, wir haben sogar nur noch eine davon offen. Also eine Questgegend, sagen wir es mal so. Das ist natürlich gut. Es wäre noch lustiger, hätten wir schon alle irgendwie bei einem geschafft, weil... Ach ja, sind übrigens schon tot, du Idiot, lol. Ja, naja, das einfache Volk und seine einfachen Problemchen, ne? Man kennt es, man kennt es. Ich könnte mal wieder was futtern hier, ne? Achso, ich bin ja hier noch auf Kampfmodus, ganz vergessen. Brauche ich ja nicht mehr. Die Gegner sind ja alle nicht mehr so schlimm, schätze ich mal. Mit unserer neuen Vitalitätsrüstung habe ich, glaube ich, auch mehr als genug AP für Gegner, die hier so kommen, hoffentlich. Wow, 500 fucking Damage. Wow, Kopfschüsse töten endlich. Oh, Jungs, ich glaub's ja gar nicht. Mann, das war die Bedrohung. 2 ganze Fuzis. Uiuiui. Naja, gut. Ja, sind jetzt halt tot, ne? So, ich glaube, ich bin, wie sagt man so schön, mal wieder für alles so overlevelt, aber es ist in Ordnung. Es gibt ein Gefühl von Stärke, ein Gefühl von Freude, dass, ja, wir jetzt uns eigentlich ja mehr oder weniger komplett auf die Story hier konzentrieren können. Ja, ist in Ordnung.
Did you make it?
Ja.
You were right. That place is rich in resources. And now also a little safer.
You're a hero.
Thank you, but that is saying too much.
Oh, but you are a young man. What you've done will help us plenty.
I'm pleased to hear that. May it remain that way.
Looking by the number of pelts you brought back, it should be for a while. Take advantage of it.
That's my plan. Be well.
Ja, und dann nimm vielleicht mal einen Bart. Ich glaube, du hast die Krätze. Nun, Gott sei Dank haben wir einen Stein bekommen. Den brauchte ich ganz dringend. Aber hier die Truhe des Lehrlings, ja, die kann ich natürlich nirgendwo anwenden. Weil wir einfach zu fortgeschritten sind, lol. Ja, wir könnten mir Reparaturwerkzeuge geben, weil man geht die auch kaputt, ne? Die ganze Scheiße. Na gut, mal gucken, was hier Mr. Ausrufezeichen Mann möchte. Oder Ausrufezeichen Frau, Entschuldigung bitte, Elle.
Young man, you don't look like one of ours, nor do you resemble any of those Hounsons.
Da hat Robin auf einmal seinen Text vergessen.
Good, very good. Who are you then, and what are you looking for here?
They call me Robin Hood, and I'm certainly not looking for a fight with the good people of Sherwood.
That Robin Hood, I've heard of you. I'm Ella. I speak for the village elders.
Good to meet you, Ella. You all seem rather nervous. Is it because of those de Greys?
Partly. One of their lords, Elof or what's his name, since he got a little power, he started to tighten our belts.
He could use tightening of his own.
Exactly. Everything we'd kept in our granaries and stores, he stole and put in his warehouse.
Surprising he didn't eat through it all.
Our people suffer pangs of hunger, Robin. I don't even have anyone to send on a recovery mission. They can barely work. This is no way to live.
If I dispose of the guards, will you manage to send someone to take over the food and safely stash it?
Yes, Robin. Will you do it for us? The entire village is going to be in your debt. Maybe then we'll have just enough strength to see each other through winter.
You'll have the strength, I assure you. I'll come back when the path is clear and the warehouse door open.
Das hat der nicht gesagt, also. Oh, es ist schon offen. Ja.
I did it. Have them bring lots of sacks. They'll have something to fill them with.
Wonderful. The forests keep you, Robin. We owe you our lives.
Hide the supplies well and be on your guard. I'll be seeing you, Ella.
Ja, gern geschehen, Alana. Du alte Troller. Was ich ja am geilsten eigentlich finde, jetzt ohne dem Entwickler irgendwas vorwerfen zu wollen, aber ich habe neulich gesehen, dass sie jetzt schon ihr neues Spiel ankündigen, oder vielleicht sogar schon draußen habe, ich bin mir nicht mehr ganz sicher. Und zwar das gleiche Spiel, also auch hier Robin Hood-Style, aber das, was ich dachte, was passiert, sobald wir uns ein bisschen zu sehr mit diesen feinen Herrschaften anlegen, nämlich, dass man angegriffen wird. Und die haben da ein Spiel wo rausgehauen. Oder sind dabei, es rauszuhauen, ich weiß es nicht. Das kein direktes DLC ist, sondern ein eigenständiges Game, dass du einfach eine ankommende Wave von Gegnern halt eliminieren musst und währenddessen halt dein Lager aufbauen musst und sowas. Und ich dachte ehrlich, ganz ehrlich, dass das irgendwann irgendwie passiert, sobald man genug Leute angepisst hat, dass die ab und zu mal random dein Lager hier angreifen. Weil es gibt ja auch einige Vorrichtungen im Baumenü, die daran erinnern könnten, dass das passieren könnte. Aber scheinbar nicht. Das finde ich ein bisschen... Nun, offensichtlich wird an diesen Spielen nicht mehr weiterentwickelt, wie es mir scheint, was gerade, wenn man auf diese Sprachprobleme guckt, ein bisschen traurig ist. Aber naja gut, wie gesagt, ich habe da jetzt keine Insider-Informationen, das ist jetzt einfach nur das, was ich sehe anhand von Steam. Ist aber natürlich geil. Na gut, wir quatschen ja mal mit dem Oberfuzzi, mit Graham Linden, mit dem Sherwood Forest Verbündeten, wenn wir schon mal hier in der Nähe sind, können wir ja mal mit ihm reden, ne? Jetzt wartet er bestimmt schon seit Jahren auf uns und jetzt reden wir nicht mal mit ihm.
Who are you and why are you bothering me?
Graham Linden, I'm Robin Hood, and I've heard you could use my help.
Ah, so you're that celebrated archer of the Sherwood Forest. I've heard tell of your exploits.
People are known to exaggerate.
Don't feign modesty. I need a warrior with your views and methods, not an actor.
As I understand, you're the one in charge of these forests, and everything in them.
I'm still graced with that esteemed duty and the title of Grand Hunt Master. Both the king and the sheriff still have some respect for what remains of my influence and forces. But those blasted de Greys have been sweeping up my legs recently.
Have they got under your skin that much?
It's their scheming and underhanded intrigues that have left me powerless in Conisborough Castle. It won't be long before I lose the office of Grand Hunt Master. Hearn is my witness. If that happens, nothing will stop the de Greys from reaving across these lands.
The end justifies the means.
I mean just that, literally. They've used lies and manipulation to slowly take over the area. They have their agenda, their thirst for power. And if they get what they want, it won't end well for the local people.
What do you mean?
Let's say their ancestors' Viking blood is boiling within them. An aggression fueled by the king's gold and quiet consent to cruelty has become rampant savagery.
I've met some Degrees. They are fierce in battle, but to make them a mortal enemy right away.
Believe me, Robin, those are no leaders who care for the lot of the most unfortunate, but they are the ones currently clamoring for the heights of power.
Sounds like a typical petty house squabble.
Indeed, but if this keeps up, in the end, they'll dethrone the king himself.
The perspective has its charm.
Not when it comes to House de Grey. Their rule would mean an authority far crueler than the one we know today.
Let's assume I'm ready to believe you, but I've always pictured them as royal mercenaries, rather than a family playing at politics.
Care only about war. The king let them earn leverage during their raids. Now they feel a sovereign is stifling them. They conquered the castle in Conisborough and began harassing the local populace. Any mention of rebellion is quelled effectively and brutally.
Vipers raised at one's bosom. King John should be proud of the likeness.
There's an irony to it, that's true. Help me restore order in the area, because what we have right now is pure anarchy and our strength is starting.
I'll do my best. But why would the king, or our beloved sheriff for that matter, not want to do anything about this?
The sheriff plays his own games and he's difficult to predict. He's too good a politician to be figured out easily. Hell knows. Maybe he's having the de Greys take down the king so that he can seize the throne himself.
He'd make himself into a hero, then a vanquisher of enemies from within. Yes, that's not like him.
Very much so. And become more powerful than ever in the process.
You're starting to convince me, Graham.
As for the king, well, Robin, you should realize by now he's not the craftiest of our realm's rulers. However it may be, if we allow the de Greys to proceed...
He'll face a greater tragedy than the one unfolding as we speak. Tell me then, how else can I help?
We're struggling with a number of problems in the region. The first relates to the de Greys' war for influence and involves hunting a legendary stag. It sounds like a game, but in truth, it's a serious power struggle.
Anything else?
For some time now, I haven't heard a word from the monastery of Roche Abbey. It worries me.
I understand. What then?
Two matters. The yeomen of a nearby forest settlement have begun reporting strange disturbances.
That's quite a set of problems. Is there anything else?
Well, that's the matter of the region in general, and every small issue that disrupts it.
I see. But there's something more troubling to you.
Yes, it's about Conisborough Castle, but that's a longer topic, and one that requires us to weaken the enemy first, as well as to earn adequate support from the people.
A hefty collection of troubles.
Having been deposed, I'm limited with what I can do to care for the land. I hope for this to change with your help, Robin. Ask whatever you want.
What else do you want to hear about?
Ist eine gute Frage, weil ich meine, diese Monastery haben wir ja eigentlich schon gefiestet. Ja.
Tell me more about the hunt.
This matter requires the skills of a tracker. Do you have them?
Nein.
I could find simple tracks, but I'm no hunting specialist.
Okay, ich muss also den Scheiß skillen. Gut. Wow, Instant abgeschlossen, cool. Sprich mit Graham über das Schloss. Ja, dann sprechen wir mit Graham über das Schloss.
What else do you want to hear about?
Nee, Schloss. Ja, von der Burg wohl eher, ne?
Tell me about the castle.
Very well. The time seems to have come. I have to admit, Robin, I've been steadily coming to terms with the idea of living out my days in this house.
Are you tempted by a lord's privileges?
I'm tempted to bring order to the castle.
Good answer. Let me guess. The current order is owed to how the de Greys rule.
I know. They came back to my conversations like some kind of revenant.
A revenant is a threat not to be trifled with.
I thank you for understanding. These are not the type of people to be underestimated.
What are the de Greys doing at the castle, then?
Whatever they well please. Dash how they build shrines to their idols. I sometimes call Hearn's name myself, But what are they doing to the castle? That is beyond reproach.
More specifically, Graham.
They dig some kind of tunnels, player building barricades. They arm themselves en masse. Their leader, Log, is said to be setting up entire dungeons for the express purpose of torturing people. It's his passion, and he's well beyond hiding it.
And besides playing at Lord of the Castle?
Besides, control of the castle extends to control over the local people and their villages. It's always been like that, and you know it.
I've had a chance to see for myself.
The de Greys do whatever they can to get under the people's skin and use their work for their whims. They have no mercy nor respect for human life.
That whole log probably has a goal more significant than bullying the weak.
Certainly not. That's the final point in the plan. You'll carry it out only once everything else is in place. Until then, I'll manage to warn Gunn, a good man and headman of Craswell Crags. He always took my side. I trust he would do so again. He'll help you.
Mhm.
Sounds like just a thing for a humble outlaw such as myself. What do you think it means, then?
I know how you feel about it, but believe me, it's a bloody lot of work. The de Greys couldn't give a rat's ass. Locke prefers making deals with robbers to eliminating them. They'll be showing up around Conisborough like mushrooms after rain.
And what does he accomplish by that?
Despotism of the highest order. All fear House de Grey, who also hold a firm grip on the bandits and profit from their activities.
Are you sure of it?
What else would they be doing there, Robin? This is a matter of great influence. And the forest. Our beauteous forest has served us all stalwart. Now it's encroached by the de Greys. It suffices to walk out with a cone in their pocket for a serf to lose a hand.
Was it any different under your rule?
I always say that. Forests belong to everyone. They just need to be used reasonably. Under my rule, none suffered when they reached for the bounties of nature out of hunger.
I believe you. It seems like I'm in for a castle siege.
We are in for it. I'll aid you.
And I take it you have a smart plan for it.
And how a plan is smart. Smart as a doe's leap.
This should be interesting. Tell me more.
First of all, there is a way to access the castle without destroying its walls and besieging it for weeks on end.
It sounds as clever as unreal.
That's the plan's advantage. The de Greys constantly accept new recruits. It would only take for you to hijack their convoy en route from their southern garrison to the castle. The village of Craswell Crags is a frequent stop for the mercenary and recruit-filled carts belonging to the de Greys.
Am I just to walk up and ask for a ride?
Certainly not. That's the final point in the plan. You'll carry it out only once everything else is in place. Until then, I'll manage to warn Gunn, a good man and headman of Craswell Crags. He always took my side. I trust he would do so again. He'll help you.
Ja, er wiederholt den Text, den er vorhin schon mal wiederholt hat, gut zu wissen.
Sounds reasonable. But where am I to begin?
To weaken the enemy forces, of course.
I'm afraid to ask. How is that to work?
There is a herborist working in a nearby village, a specialist in mixtures of all sorts. His name is Blake West, and he used to be a lord surgeon.
Why is that no longer the case?
He favored sampling his mixtures over treating people's teeth. A brilliant man. If somewhat lost, he'll benefit from a sense of purpose.
And you believe he'll help me?
I'm counting on your charismatic gaze from beneath the hood, Robin. Besides, you'll need him to hand you a laxative of the strong variety.
Are you sure I can manage that?
Oh yes, I'm sure. You'll see for yourself when you speak to him.
Very well. How am I to administer the...
And thus, we smoothly move on to the second part. As smoothly as...
Ah, Perthy. Don't finish that jest.
Right. The cook. I know he's been forced to work at the castle while his meal was taken over by bandits dealing with the de Greys. Now, do you see where my suspicions about Locke are coming from?
Should have said so in the first place. Quite the bastard.
Indeed. But if it goes well, not for long. Besides, the cook will be easily persuaded.
I think so too. Do you know his name?
I can't know everything.
Besides, you're a lord, while he's a simple cook.
Robin, I can't just beg for forgiveness for my heritage until kingdom come.
Look how the tables have turned. But all right, please, go on.
Yes, well, you'll find him after work's over, somewhere nearby, close to the message board. Peasants who report for work at the castle often meet in that square when they're done for the evening.
What then?
Diversion. And making it easier to dispatch the enemies, Robin.
All right, but try to be clearer.
Find someone who can help you from inside the castle. Look around Conisborough. Maybe someone needs help. People's lives haven't been the easiest, considering the degrade treatment, and much like the cook, they're fed up. You can figure something out on your own accord. I believe you.
So in the end, I should travel to Craswell Crags and speak to Headman Gunn.
Precisely. My men will be waiting for you in Craswell Crags. That's the kind of support I can offer for now.
Every pair of hands helps.
Return when the Degree forces are scattered and Locke is dead, with the help from the area, and the destruction caused by those blackguards, reclaiming my role as Lord of the Castle. Shoot.
You know the catch to his, I hope.
No peasant would unlawfully come to harm.
Exactly. Otherwise, it's your head I'll be coming after.
You needn't conclude with a cruel threat.
Please, do everything in your power to make my threats empty.
Oh Mann, ja gut, viel Blabla. Halleluja. Wir müssen jetzt wieder einem Lord aushelfen. Wer hätte das gedacht? Ich hatte zwischendurch das Gefühl, dass ich einfach einen Schlaganfall habe, weil irgendwie die Hälfte von dem, was der gesagt hat, einfach keinen Sinn mehr ergeben hat. Aber na gut, ist ja nicht mein Problem, ne? Oh Mann, na gut. Ja, ich würde sagen, ich mache erstmal einen kleinen Cut. Und dann sehen wir uns im nächsten Mal wieder, wenn wir den ganzen Kram da abarbeiten. Und das wird ja eine Freude. Gut, bis dahin, tschüss.